We have some big Spider-Man 4 news to talk about. So as of right now, we know that Marvel Studios wants to take their time and make this movie great by making it a street-level film and really center and just focus on Spider-Man finally, because he's always just been in these big, grandiose movies when we've never had a street-level Spidey film. Maybe he could team up with Daredevil and go against Kingpin. That's the big rumor right now. But then we also know that Sony does not want to do that, and they want to make it this big multiverse Spider-Verse movie and bring back Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And I would say the fan base is pretty much split almost 50-50. A lot of people are saying they want the multiverse stuff, and then a lot of people are also saying they want the street-level Spidey film. And then on top of that, it looks like Sony is pressuring Marvel Studios to make this movie release in 2025, which is almost impossible right now. Like, Kevin Feige's got a lot of stuff he's got to do, and to just make an entire Spider-Man movie and release it late 2025 just seems damn near impossible. Also, I do not think Sony should be making any demands whatsoever, considering they have no idea what they're doing with their universe, and they just dropped Madam Web. That's all I gotta say. And now we have some potential news about another update with Spider-Man 4 from an account called MCU News and Updates. They're pretty new to the whole insider game, so take this with a grain of salt, but honestly what they're posting makes a lot of sense, so let's go ahead and talk about it. So they said that the Kang variant Mr. Griffin is heavily rumored to appear and be the main villain in Spider-Man 4. Then they said this is how they could directly build up Spider-Man 4 into Avengers the Kang Dynasty, which we've heard is a big rumor that Marvel is going to basically use Sony's demands of a big multiverse Spider-Man movie to essentially set up Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, which, you know, they gotta play ball with Sony, so at least they can do something that will set up their own future films. But it says here that the movie is still going to be a street-level film with Kingpin and Daredevil while having multiverse aspects at the end. Now, I don't really know how you're going to bring Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield back, potentially, and be in Spider-Man 4 when it's a street-level film with Daredevil and Kingpin. That's where, you know, this kind of loses a bit of credibility for me, but who knows? Maybe they could do it. Like, maybe Kingpin does something to do with the multiverse, and a bunch of villains show up, and then Andrew and Tobey pop up. I don't really know. Now, this is the most interesting part of the post. It says that Peter Parker will possibly be working at Kang Industries, which is the company that bought out Avengers Tower, allegedly. Then it says here that Peter is going to eventually find out the identity of Mr. Griffin and that he's going to be a variant of Kang. And this is really interesting because I honestly think it probably is Kang Industries, because if it was like Oscorp or Fisk Tower or something, I feel like they would have revealed that by now, because it's been a long time since Avengers Tower was sold. And if this is all true, that Spider-Man 4 is going to set up the Kang Dynasty, it makes sense that the villain is going to be a Kang variant in Mr. Griffin, and he could be the owner of Avengers Tower, and then Peter Parker maybe is either working there or interning there. And we also heard a lot of rumors that Tom Holland was going to be a lead in Avengers 5 and 6, and this is a perfect way to set that up, because if he's in Spider-Man 4, and we have a Kang variant being the main villain in Mr. Griffin, and then he could lead the Avengers in 5 and 6, I think it honestly does make a lot of sense. And this would be pretty cool too. I found this image on Twitter where they got Steven Yeun as Mr. Griffin. That would actually be pretty great casting. I think he could definitely play a good Kang variant, but honestly, I'm kind of hoping it's not true, because I want him to get his own like superhero character and not just a variant of Kang. And we did actually get a glimpse of Mr. Griffin in the post-credit scenes for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. It was obviously Jonathan Majors, which that's obviously not going to happen anymore, so at least we know that Mr. Griffin is in the multiverse right now, and we actually got a glimpse of him, regardless if the actor's gonna change. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this situation. This is absolutely crazy, but I honestly think it makes a ton of sense, because if Sony is basically forcing Kevin Feige to make Spider-Man 4 a big multiverse movie, bring back the other Spider-Man and all that, then I guess, you know, he could look at the situation and be like, okay, if I want to use Tom Holland, I gotta do what Sony says, but I can also set up my future movies with this movie. And then he could get Tom Holland to lead in his Avengers movies, because he knows if Spider-Man is the lead, it's obviously going to make a lot more money. And maybe that's even part of the deal. Maybe Sony is like, okay, well, we get to decide what Spider-Man 4 is going to be, and then we already said that Tom Holland's Spider-Man could make appearances in the Avengers movies, so maybe this is the deal, this is the compromise. Anyways, let me know what you guys think about all of this. Do you think this would be a good idea or a terrible idea? Let me know down below.